Students, we are starting on logarithm of numbers. This is a topic you started with when you were in ss1. So in ss1 you did the logarithm of numbers greater than 1. So today we will just do a revision of what you did in the ss1. Then before we now start on what you are doing that you need to know now. Logarithm of numbers greater than 1. Now, if you are given this, evaluate 3.55 raised to the power 4. You know, you are expected to use your logarithm table here. So, and you know that whenever you are having 3.55 raised to the power 4, what you do here is you find the log of 3.55. Now, after looking for the log, then because this is raised to the power of 4, you multiply your answer by 4. Then the result, you now look for the antilog of the result. Now let's start. So the not 3.55. Now what is the logarithm of 3.55? So if you can still remember, when you open your four-figure table, then you are going to look for, when you are having 3.55. First of all, you need to know you need to move this decimal point. Now you know whenever you are moving decimal point, you should take note that the number before decimal should be a unit number. So you can see that since this is 3 already, there's no need of moving the decimal point again. So that means how many times are you moving it? That was 0. So that is how you are getting what? 0 point. Then you now look for the log of 35. You pick the first two number, log of 35 under 5. The log of 35. So when you open your four-figure table, you realize that what? You are having 35 here, then under 5. Look at the top here, you see some figures. This under 5. So where do the two meet? So what you have there is what? 5502. So this is 35, this is 5. So the two meets here, 5502. So that means you are going to put 5502 because this is power of 4. So what you have to do, you are going to multiply the log by 4. So when you multiply this by 4, you are going to get 2.2008. So after getting this, then you are now going to look for the antilog of this. To look for the antilog, you are going to start from this decimal point. So that means you look for 0.20 under 0, difference 8. 0.20. Then you turn to the page of your antilogarithm table. Turn to the page of your antilogarithm table. You're in your four-figure table. So this is my antilogarithm table. Now you look for 0.20. 0.20 under 0, difference of 2. So I'm having 0.20 here under 0. So I'll consider this. So I have 1585. So I have 1585. Then they say difference of 8. So under this 20 again, so I'll come to this side on the difference. This 8. So on the same line, I'm having what? 3. So I'm going to add 3 to this, to 1585. So when you add 3, so you realize you are getting what? 1588. So I got 1588. So the antilog is what? 1588. So now, to make use of these two here, now it says that so that means I'm going to move the decimal point twice here. So it's taking that when we get the answer, decimal is here. So I'll now move it back to the right. How many times? 2 times. 1, 2. So your answer will be 158.8. I hope you understand my explanation. This is a revision class. So if it's something you have been doing before, you should be able to understand what I've just done. So that means by the time you look for the antilog, the answer will be what? 158.8. Now let's do another example. So that means you are told to evaluate the fifth root of 40,000. The fifth root of 40,000. So first of all, when you look for the logarithm of 40,000, then because of this root, whenever you are having root in logarithm, you are going to divide. So it means you are going to divide by what? By 5. You divide the logarithm by 5. Then the answer, you now look for the anti-logarithm. So let's do that. So you have your number and log. Number and log is fifth root of 40,000. So now here, if you look at 40,000, you must first of all consider the position of your decimal point. See, this is 40,000. Now, this is a whole number. It's taking that the decimal point is after this whole number. So you move it back to the front, where you have what? A unit number before the whole number. So this you're having more than, you're having like 5 numbers before the decimal point, no? So that means you move your decimal point to have a unit number before the whole number. So how many times are you going to move it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it means it's also, you want it to be here 4 points. So that means how many times you 1, 2, 3, 4. You moved it 4 times. So that is why you are having a 4 points. What you have here, 4 points. Then you now pick your logarithm table. Then your logarithm table, you are going to look for the logarithm of 40 under 0. Logarithm of 40 under 0, difference of 0. So now you pick your four-figure table. The logarithm of 40 is here. So this is 40. This is 0. So this is logarithm 6021. So 6021. So that means the logarithm should be what? 4.6021. Now, because of this root of 5, you are going to divide the answer by 5. You divide the answer by 5. So when it's 4.6021 divided by 5, because whenever you are having roots in logarithm, you ought to what? Divide. So 4.6021, then you divide by 5, it gives you 0.9204. It is from here you are now going to look for your anti-logarithm. So you now open to your anti-logarithm table. You open to your anti-logarithm table. You pick the number after the decimal points, which is what? 0.92 under 0, difference of 4. 0.92 under 0, difference of 4. So you come to your table. So you look for 0.92 under 0. This is 0. Difference of 4. Difference of 4. Look at it on the same. This is 0.92 under 0. Difference of 4 on the same line. So difference of 4 here is what? 8. So 0.92 under 0 is what? 83. So here you are having 831818. So you are having 8318. Then the difference of 4. Then the difference of 4 here is what? If you look at it on the same line, I'm having 8. So add 8 to that. 8318 divided by 8. Sorry, plus 8 will give you what? 8326. So that means you are going to have 8326. So you'll be having 8326. Now, because of this 0, whenever you have your answer, since this is 0, it means the decimal point will be here. So since that's 0, you don't need to move the decimal point. So your answer will be 8.326. 8.326. Now, let's look at the third example. Evaluate the root of 94,100 times 38.2 divided by 5.68 raised to power 3 times 8.14 correct to two significant figures. So first of all, you are going to solve this using your logarithm table. So when you are to solve this, you are going to look for the logarithm of 94,100. Because of this square root, you divide this by 2. You look for the logarithm of 38.2. Then, because both of them are multiplying, you are going to add their logs. So that's that for the numerator. Then you now come to the denominator. This is 5.68 raised to power 3. So you look for the logarithm of 5.68, then multiply it by 3. Then look for the logarithm of 8.14. Because this and this are multiplying, you are going to what? Add them. Now, the answer of the numerator, the answer of the denominator, you will now subtract them because they are both dividing. Then, you now look for the antilog. Now, let's follow it out. Follow how it's going to be done. Now, you are having this. So, first of all, you have what? 94,100. So you look for the logarithm. So using you check your logarithm table. So as I've told you earlier, you realize that here when you have 94,100. So before you check your logarithm table, you have 94,100. You realize this is an whole number. So the decimal point is always after it here. So you are going to move this until the number you only have a unit number before the decimal. So how many times are you going to move this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you are going to move it 4 times to make it 9.41. So that means you move it how many times? 4 times. It's easy, you're having 4 here. 4 points. You now look for the logarithm of 94 under 1. So open your formula table to the logarithm of number. Then you are going to look for 94 under 1. So here you are having what? 97. You have 9736. 9736. So that's what you are going to compute here. 9736. Now because of this square root, you will divide it by 2. When you divide 4.9736 by 2, you are going to get 2.4868. Then the other number are on the numerator, you are having 38.2. 38.2. So now 38.2. So when you are having 38.2, you are going to move the decimal point. How many times? Once. So that is why you are having 1 point. 1 point. Then you now look for the logarithm of 38 under 2. So bring your formula table. At this first column here, you are having what? 38 here. Then this 2 here. So where the 2 means 38 under 2. So you'll be having 5821. 5821. So that is when you are having this. And in the question, we are told that this and this are multiplying. And in logarithm, since they are multiplying, you ought to add their logs. So that means when you add the log, you add 2.4868 plus 1.5821. You are having 4.0689. So 4.0689. So this one will be for the numerator. We are now going to come to the denominator. For the denominator, you are having 5.68 raised to power 3. So this is 5 points. So already, so to look for the logarithm of this. So since 5 is a unit number already, you are not going to move the decimal point. So that means it's going to be what? 0. You now look for the logarithm of 56 under 8. 56 under 8. So when you look for the logarithm of 56 under 8, you have 7543. Because of this power of 3, you are now going to multiply it by 3. When you multiply it by 3, you are going to get 2.2629. 2.2629. Now, also in the denominator, you are having 8.14. 8.14. Already, this is a unit number is before the decimal. You are don't need to move the decimal again. So this one will be what? 0. Then look for the logarithm of 81 under 4. So you first pick the first two number, 81 under 4. When you look for the logarithm of 81 under 4, you are going to have 9106. So because in the denominator both of them are also multiplying, you realize that what? They are multiplying in the denominator. You see? They are so you are having 5.68 raised to power 3 times 8.14. So they are multiplying in the denominator also. So because they are multiplying in logarithm, you ought to add them. So when you add 2.2629 plus 0.9106, you have 3.1735. So now what you are having for the numerator, you are having 4.0689, and for the denominator, you are having 3.1735. You realize saying this and this are dividing. Because they are dividing, whenever you have division in logarithm, you ought to subtract. So when you subtract them, you get 0.8954. 0.8954. From here, you now look for the antilog of 0.8954. So you start from decimal point, the first two digits. So look for 0.89 under 5, difference of 4. So you open to your logarithm table, you look into your anti-logarithm table. So you look for 0.89, this 0.89 under 5, this 5. So where the 2 meet, 0.89 under 5, then that is I'm having 7852. So you have 7852. Then the difference of 4. Difference of 4, so 0.89 under 5, difference of 4. You are going to check 4 here. So on the same line, that is what? 7. When you add 7 to 0852, you having, so add 7 to it. So we having 7859. So you having what? 7859. Now you are now going to make use of this 0. So this 0 signifies that you are not going to move the decimal point. So that means the decimal will remain at the 7.859. So for the class work practice, you are going to do this. So evaluate the following. Number 1, the fourth root of 85.3 times 7.28. 2, 184.8 divided by 6.2 raised power 3. 3, we are having 27.1 square times 327 over square root of 27,500,000. Then number 4, 95.3 times cube root of 184 divided by 1.29 raised to power 5 times 2.03. So make sure you do this as a revision of this. In case you are having problem with this is a topic done in ss1. You will need to download that topic from the beginning to be able to really understand this better. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Thank you.